Ashley from Ohio. Oh my goodness. Hi, Ashley. Can you let me know? Can you see me? Is this happening? Every time I go live, I mess it up and then I have to like redo it. So let me see. Dun, 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 dun. Is she live? My name is Karen. I'm this Mainer mom. I don't, am I live? I am live. I think I did it. My name is Karen, this Mainer mom. I'm a mom of 7 children. If you don't know me, I'm so very glad that you're here. I think it's working. Please let me know, Ashley, if you can see me. Anyways, I have a bunch of questions that people have asked me. Well, actually, a few questions, but some are in the subject of decluttering my home. Some are in the oh, yay, thank you, Ashley. Some are in the subject of decluttering me. Hi, is okay. Is it Ricky from Norway? If I said it wrong, you should correct me. Hello, Emma from the UK. I love it always. Hi, Minimal Zebra is here. She's part of the Tiny Tidy team. Oh, Ricky, yay, I got your name right. I was just seeing you in the comments of one of my videos, and oh no, I know, it was because you submitted a question. Yes, so I have been working on decluttering. Let me just say, start over. I always get so nervous when I go live. Hi, Marcia. Um, I started watching cleaning videos years ago. Um, what's her name? She's in Her Apron was like the first one I ever saw. It was more like a vlog style of taking us through her day, doing her laundry and talking about being a mom and a wife. And I was hooked. And I was shocked at how it helped me to clean. And I had been praying that God would, show me ways that I could contribute to the family. I knew as a homeschooling mom, I wasn't going to be able to work outside the home. And I needed to find a way to still be helpful, or I wanted to. And I started thinking about YouTube. And I was so scared to ever record myself. And so I did a few videos and then I stopped. And then when I went back, it was like, okay, now I know what I'm doing, or I don't know what I'm doing, but I know what this is. Don't mind my bags in the background here. I'll just put my just put my shoulder. And then one day, Michelle from My Everyday Wife Life, who had started watching my channel, and I was so shocked because I watched her channel. So then I was like, oh my goodness, Michelle from My Everyday Wife Life is watching my channel. Hi, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. That's very encouraging. She says, God is using you. I'm going to start those questions here in just a second. I promise. And you can ask other questions too. We don't have to stick to these questions. I'm going to answer all these questions, but I can also answer other questions. Anyways, Michelle invited me to do this decluttering challenge through February, where February 1st, you declutter one thing, February 2nd, 2 things. So once you get to February 20th, felt very challenging. So I did that challenge with her. Those videos were very popular, and that kind of got me started on the decluttering journey, because I was like, okay, this is what people are enjoying. So this is what I should keep doing. And so I can really credit everybody here on YouTube that I am getting my basement and my home decluttered. So thank you. And though I still love watching cleaning videos, those are still my favorite. And it still motivates me to get my house clean. And it also puts me to sleep at night if I can't sleep. Oh, Sarah says she loves the chats. Thank you, Sarah. Hopefully there's not too much of a lag between me talking and you hearing what I am saying, because I like having the immediate feedback. Falling Star tonight, hello. And she's saying hello to everyone. So I'm going to get started. There was a couple of people that asked questions about the health program that I am on. And then everybody else, it was decluttering our house. Ricky says, I watch your channel because you show decluttering from a real home similar to our home. Oh, that's so encouraging. Thank you, Ricky. It's great. You're great. Oh, thank you. Hello, Melanie from Germany. Oh my goodness. Don't you love it how it brings us together from all over the world? So my first question is from Beth Stratton. And she said, "What is the next big project you want to tackle in your home?" It's funny you ask. I just was talking to my husband about this today. We want to remodel our full bathroom. I really dislike that room so much. It's the least fixed up room in the house. Um, and we have been trying to get somebody hired to help us, and it's really hard to find people. So it might end up being my husband. So we want to replace the shower, the bathtub. I've had ceiling up in my hallway in the boxes for months, 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 months. Um, Ashley says, "Would a guest bedroom in the basement after you clean it out be a good idea?" I mean, it's possible. Um, we have never before we had leaking down there years ago. We don't have that problem right now. We'd have to get building permits and such. My youngest is turning 17, so I don't know. I mean, right now things are a little bit tight, but I don't. Hey, Robin, you want to say hi to everybody?
Hey, how you doing?
Do you need anything? I'm live on YouTube.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. No, I'm just getting ready to take somebody over.
Okay.
Yeah, so, hey, good to see you all.
Yeah, that's a little visit for you. So, Falling Star tonight, you got your wish to watch Robin and I together. Rachel, hello from Central PA. Wow. I feel like I'm hanging out with friends too. So thank you for that. So I don't know if it would be worth the price tag to go ahead and do the downstairs basement, but it's not out of the realm of what could happen. So we want to do the bathroom, new ceiling, shower and tub, new toilet, new vanity, new flooring. We're not going to spend $1 million on it because we don't know if we're going to stay in this house or scale down. So we had a realtor come in and do like a assessment on the house, and she was like, maybe vinyl planking on that bathroom floor. And then when I priced out what I really want, the tile and stuff, and I wanted to tile with subway tile the whole walls, but when I priced that out, that is so expensive. So the next project is definitely the bathroom. Definitely will be taking all of you all along with me. I also want to paint my bedroom. I also want to start thinking about painting out trim in the rooms that are painted. Our trim work is a mess. Ever since we moved here, we have windowsills that are like dog scratch from the dog that lived here previously, and mop boards that need to be replaced. Um, Thank you for that, Falling Star tonight. She says, that'll be great content and helpful for your followers. I'm so glad. Okay. And then Beth also asked, do you have a fully mapped out plan on how you want your basement to look when it's finished? So I would be perfectly happy with the basement. My dream ever since I started was to have everything on shelves going around the perimeter of the basement. I used to think I would need shelves. First of all, I thought all my stuff would fit on those shelves. And at that point, it would not because I had too much stuff. I almost said crap, stuff that we weren't using. Now I don't think I need that many shelves, but I'd love to have shelves only on the perimeters, everything that we keep on a shelf and labeled, and clear floor. So if someone were to walk into our basement, have you ever looked at a house? Well, and it was my house before, but when I've gone out house hunting and you're just like stuff everywhere and you feel like I can't even see this house. So I really would like wide open spaces. Somebody had mentioned painting. I would love to paint the walls down there just to have everything look bright and clean. Marcia's asking, how did you get Robin on board to declutter? He was so against it at first. Yes, he was, wasn't he? So the way I got him to declutter first, whoo, there you go, was I needed help with a video. And it was genuine. I was like, could you help me by decluttering this? And it's a funny thing. At that time, I would say, um, we were thinking more seriously about moving then than we are now because we tried, it didn't work out. So at that time, I was like, do you really want to move all this stuff? And so I convinced him to come down. And I also set a time. I said, would you come down? I know I didn't say more than an hour. And back then, I think I was decluttering for like 30 minutes even. But I was like, could you come down for an hour and help me? And could we declutter your books? I think we started with his books. And so we did that. And then he kept, you're welcome, Beth. Beth is thanking me for answering her questions. The bathroom will be a great watch, and I agree will help build subscriber views. Oh, that's really good. Okay. So we started with his books and we kind of moved out from there. So it was me asking him for help. And at first, like the first time we did his books, it's just one of those where he's doing his books and it's like sped up times 4 because he wasn't necessarily interested in talking. He's not shy and he's not shy about public speaking, but the whole YouTube thing it's a lot. So we started there, and so more it was his desire to help me get videos up, and slowly over time, he has strengthened his own decluttering muscles, seen more that he did want to get rid of. And the last time, I mean, this was just probably a month ago, I said, "You used to say you could live in a tent in the woods. Like, you seriously could fit all this in a tent in the woods, you know?" So it's just been little things. But I have to say, the biggest thing for him was me saying, "Would you be willing to go through this spot with me for half an hour?" It wasn't, "Could we go down and declutter?" Because that just feels like it's gonna last forever. And I have to honestly say, and I mean, I battle my own self too, like, oh, I gotta declutter, me sometimes. And so sometimes when I'm asking him, he's not thrilled about it, honestly. I mean, he's not being nasty or anything, but I can tell he's not like, "Woo, let's go declutter." And sometimes when I am decluttering, I'm like, "Oh, I gotta make a video out of this," because sometimes we're just not in the mood, or we seem a little grouchy, or it seems a little slow and low energy. And I think, how is this? Whoops, I just hit you again. I'm on a little snack table. Is this even going to make a video? Falling Star Tonight. That's one of my favorite videos for motivation. That's so awesome. Marsha says he really stepped up and helped. He's so comfortable in front of the camera now. Good job. Yeah, he really is. Minimal Zebra. Her name is actually Joe, but Minimal Zebra. When you look at things through the lens, if I'm moving, do I want to move it? It really helps to be more ruthless. And that is so true. It's like, do I want to move it? Do I want to clean it? Do I want to keep upkeeping this thing? I'm not looking in this box. Like, I don't even know where it would be. And a lot of the times when I'm decluttering now, I think something I want to keep, but it's small. And I'm thinking, how am I even going to organize this so that I would know where to look, because it's just some little small random item. It's hard. So yeah, shelves all around. Falling Star Tonight asked or said, "Karen, you weren't kidding about decision fatigue. I'm going through this right now. I freely admit that I start one too many projects at the same time." I'm the same way. I am the same way. My question is, do you have any advice on staying focused when dealing with the tediousness of rearranging a space? Um, so my advice is that you do just what I was doing with my husband. Don't try to, set a goal, 20 minutes. Start small. Start, like, if you think you have a half hour, and you start 20 minutes, set a timer. Stop when you say you're going to stop, even if you'd kind of like to keep going. I think that's a good idea too, because the next time, because even though you chose to keep going, you're going to be kind of thinking, "Well, last time I was down here the whole afternoon. I know once I get going, I won't want to stop, and I don't want to spend that much time?" So I think setting a time limit and then keeping yourself to that time is really important. And taking it small bites. I'm struggling with that right now, that I really don't want to do the pictures. Even though I have a plan, I have boxes, and I'm just going through chuck, 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 checking whoever it is. I was pulling out ones I wanted to keep, but now I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it in their box. And it's hard if like it's a group picture, but I'm just going to pick one, put it in the box. And then I can go through the boxes at the end and pull out ones I want to keep, or ones that I need to make more copies. But the thing is, they don't necessarily gonna know what I gave each person. I just make it too complicated. So I'm looking at my oh, I guess that was it. Okay, I said read more on my page, so I didn't want to think I had missed any. Um, it is so hard though, and I think Don't expect it to be easy. If you can have somebody over, like how I go over to Heather's house, if you can have somebody over, it does really help because they don't have an emotional attachment to your things and they can help you see it in a different light. Just like when we take our kids shopping and we say, "Do you like it? Uh-huh. You gonna wear it? Yeah. You gonna wear it a lot?" I would say, "You gonna wear it?" Of course they're gonna say yes. Then you go, "You gonna wear it a lot? Like you wanna wear it every day? Like how much do you love this thing?" It's the same with our stuff, and I'm thinking about going through our fall box of decor and, seeing how ruthless that I can really be with that too. But I think if you expect it to be easy, it's just not. It's not. It's work. Beth said with the photos, just promise yourself you'll do 10 minutes a day after your Bible journaling in the morning so it becomes a daily routine. That's a great idea, Beth. So Beth is saying that I should just put it right after my prayer journaling, do 10 minutes of photo sorting. That's a really great idea. I think part of the pressure I sometimes fall under is I want to make a video out of this. And I'm like, how do I make a video out of this? I suppose I could go times 20 and then it's done in 5 minutes. Joe Minimal Zebra says, my mom didn't make copies of photos when she divided all the photos between me and my siblings. It's okay. Yeah, thanks for that. And it's so true. I mean, if they want copies, they can talk to each other. They can, and then I was gonna like put them all online and scan them all in. That is too much work. I don't have it in me. Falling Star tonight is thanking me for answering. You're very, very welcome. Christina Root. I'm going to ruin your last name, so I'm going to say Christina. It's RUIZ 4183. Has decluttering changed the way you think about bringing new things into your home? I find myself thinking, is this something I'll declutter later? So it's changed me in two ways. One way, it keeps me from bringing stuff in, and another way, I bring stuff in and give myself permission to get rid of it. So, for an example, yesterday I went to Hobby Lobby with Heather because next we're going to be doing, she has a jewelry business and we're going to be organizing all of those pieces of her jewelry. So she needed an organizer, a piece of furniture to put that all in. So we went to Hobby Lobby together, which is a good hour drive for us. And I was kind of first I went to the planner stickers and I put planner stickers in my cart. And then I put it back because I've been trying to use up my stickers, even if they're not what I would ideally want to use. Then there was this little hedgehog, glass hedgehog figurine that you put like a scrubby sponge in. I thought, oh, that would be cute for fall by my sink. So the hedgehog I was gonna get, and it was like $5.99. I said to Heather, I'm like, "That's like a coffee. If I were to go out and get a large coffee at Dunkin' Donut, that's a coffee. If I take this home, I'm giving myself permission to get rid of it, even if I get rid of it in a month, because I wouldn't think about I drink the coffee, throw the cup away, there goes my $6. Not that I do that all the time, but you see what I'm saying? So in that case, it gave me freedom to get the hedgehog, but then in the end, you know what? I put it back and I didn't keep it. So a lot of times when I'm out, I'm like, do I want to declutter this later? And the answer is no. Is it just that I want to buy something or is it something I really want? And then on the other hand, sometimes I'll look at it and look at the price and be like, well, you could get this and then declutter it later. You don't have to keep it forever just because you're buying it now. So, but it has definitely changed how I shop, and I don't shop a lot. And with my wardrobe, where my size has been changing, it's definitely changed how I buy clothing. Even now, I need to declutter my closet again. Okay, Rachel Charney says on Hard Task, my sister who lives in New York and I in Pennsylvania are planning on body doubling this Saturday. She's decluttering her kitchen, and I'll be canning pickles. That's such a great idea. Are you going to use FaceTime? Like, what are you using? I thought I could use Zoom because I wouldn't mind body doubling. I don't know how we would do that on a Zoom call, but I wouldn't be able to see everybody if there were a lot of people, and doing that as an event for our YouTube channel here. That's really a great idea, Rachel. Paula White says, I feel so much better about decluttering since meeting you. Oh, you made my life. That means the world to me. I've learned how to give myself grace when something is challenging. That is so important. Falling Star tonight says, me too, Paula. And Ricky says, yes, me too. And Rachel's saying they're going to video chat with their phones to start. That's a really great idea. And yeah, one really life changing book, and I didn't even read the whole book, was Atomic Habits by James Spear. And he was saying you got to start small. That has really shifted um, how I see decluttering is giving myself permission, and that's where the timer came in, short spurts. That book was because you're going to start small, but you can grow your muscles and do more and more later. But even if you don't, 10 minutes a day over 365 days is 3,000 minutes. I mean, that's a lot of minutes. So let's see. What do we got next? Oh, Ricky. Okay. I have decluttered a lot the last couple of years, both inside our house and in the garden recently. Driving to the dump and recycling center and all, but still, when I look around, there's just a lot of stuff everywhere. Does it ever stop? No, it never stops. But you know what? And I feel like even if somebody was a minimalist, like a true minimalist, it wouldn't stop for them because your needs change. Children grow up. Um, you get gifts. People bring you things that you might later declutter. Isn't it funny? I mean, no, I don't think it's ever going to change, but I think it is. I mean, it's never going to end, but it is going to change because you're not going to need, like for me, that hopefully, Lord help me, I will never have a big, huge basement full of stuff up to my hip the way I did when I started um, my decluttering in my basement. And I had two packed attics because I forget that I actually have a short little series where I decluttered my attic and then anything we were keeping went in the basement. I'll never have that again. I don't The most I would put in those attic eaves, because it's the eaves to the girls' bedrooms, would be like their air conditioner to make it easier for my husband to pull it out and pop it back in the window. I don't even put anything in there anymore, and I won't. Um, yeah, Joe says, dun dun dun. You've seen my declutters, it doesn't stop. Yep, you don't declutter as often or as much because then it becomes maintenance declutter. Like now I'm thinking about pulling out fall stuff. And so I'll go through my fall box real quick. The same with Christmas stuff. It'll be seasonal stuff, or I just did the kitchen declutter. So going through, I mean, things did just kind of pile up in there without me noticing. Beth says, I think that's a great rationale about giving yourself permission to declutter something you just bought. But then we are all still adding to the landfill just to get cute decor or have a buying fix. And that's true. That's something to think about. Hey, Dee from D Lovely Life. Yes, Beth, I mean, we do need to be responsible, but the truth is, we probably are going to buy some things, or we could donate them and then somebody else is blessed by it. Dee says it's a never ending process like cleaning. Yeah, Mona says, hi, Karen. Well, hi, Mona. Hope you have an awesome day. I am having an awesome day because I'm hanging out with you guys. Um, Falling Star Tonight says, keeping things has run my family for generations. So I'm breaking the cycle, which is somewhat frightening but rewarding. And Ricky says, at least it takes only a quick declutter when company comes. That's true too. And the reason that my basement was so bad, and I don't really have this part of it, I don't have regrets about, is I used to just stick it in my basement. But at least I felt like I could have company, and my spaces upstairs were clean. And it was all in one place when I did decide to declutter, one box at a time. So that was definitely helpful. Hi, Trudy. Trudy says, I can only stay on for a second because of work, but I love your decluttering videos. And also when you mentioned Bible study, thank you for sharing. Oh, thank you for sharing that, Trudy. That means a lot to me because, you guys, this is my ride or die group right here, and others who comment. And I know there's some quiet ones who don't comment, but they are just there for every video, or every video they can be. Nobody can be there for every video, I'm sure. But when you guys have an opinion, when you have a request, I take that very, very seriously, and it goes right on the list. So if you have things that you want me to make videos about, you know, if I can do it, I will definitely do it, because you're why I'm here. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So, um, you are the ones who I'm really thinking about when I'm making videos. Okay, I had a couple of health, physical health related ones. I'm going to go through those. I purposely put them on the end. I know it's not for everybody, but stay with me here. And if you have other questions, go ahead and put them in the chats, and I'll definitely see them and I can answer those questions as well. So the first one is from Michelle Warner, 3921. What does weight maintenance look like? How are the people around you reacting to your? Okay, I'll take these one at a time. What does weight maintenance look like? So the health program that I'm on is called Optavia. And somebody else, it was Shelly Leach, 3377, said, what did you eat to lose all your weight? Because of the whole losing and gaining again. Okay, so the program I'm on, it does provide food for you that you purchase from them. I'm on what's called the 5-in-1 plan. They have multitudes of plans. Well, not multitudes, but they have like 10-ish, 10 or 11 plans, depending on people's life situation. The one I'm on is I eat 5 of their foods I eat once every 2 to 3 hours, and then one meal I make myself. So the foods, because this is the controversial part, they are very nutritionally dense foods so that you can get away with less calories than you would normally get away with, still get the fat, the protein, the carbs, all the vitamins and nutrients, probiotics, and anti-inflammatories that you need. It's all natural, all clean. So that's 5 times, and I eat every 2 to 3 hours, starting about a half an hour to an hour from when I wake up. The point is to keep my insulin level steady so I don't have the dips and the spikes and all of that. My hunger is reduced because it's lower carb. It's like 100 grams of carb, which is way more carbs than keto, more like what a diabetic would be eating. So that is for my weight loss journey. And so I am able to lose weight for 2 reasons. One is a calorie deficit, and one is 100 grams of carbs still puts my body in fat burn, which means it's forced to burn fat instead of the simple carbohydrates that I was eating before on the typical American diet. And so not only do I lose, but I kind of shrank faster. And that was my daughter. That was Yvonne telling me she got to her destination. So that is what I eat. So my lean and green is what it's called, the meal I make myself. I choose whatever protein I want, and then it tells me how many healthy fats to pair with it. So for example, if I was having shrimp, it would tell me 7 ounces of cooked shrimp, 3 healthy fats. If it was salmon or steak, I wouldn't need a healthy fat. If it was, say, chicken breast, I would need 1 healthy fat, and then it gives me a list to pick from for the veggies, and there's tons of recipes. So I'm going to make this quick, I promise. But when I'm done with weight loss, then I go into a transition phase. So the transition phase is coached all the way through. We don't coach to weight loss, we coach to confidence. So during the transition phase, I am slowly adding back in. Week 1, another serving of vegetables. Week 2, I'm adding back fruit because I don't need to be in fat burn anymore. I'm no longer losing weight. Week 3, I add back dairy. Week 4, I add back grains. And then you figure out how many calories does my body need to maintain. So they have a mathematical equation for that. That's your starting point. And then my coach is helping me to make up menus to help me stay in that lane. Then I choose, do I want some Optavia foods in my life? Because some people will keep them for the in-between snacks because you're always going to be eating 2 to 3 times a day for maintenance. Or do I want to completely stop with the Optavia foods and completely go off the grocery store shelves? If I want to go off the grocery store shelves, they'll coach me for that. So and I don't give up coaching until I feel comfortable, and then I can always go back to it. They don't ever take away your membership. It's not like other programs that you become a member, and then when you stop giving them money, and you cancel your membership, they shut down the information. That's not how Optavia works. You're always a member. Like if 20 years from now I wanted to do it again and my coach isn't coaching, then I would have to call the company and have them change my coach because I would still be under that coach. So if that tells you a little bit about how the transition works. she says, Michelle says, how do you react out loud and internal monologue to people who thwart your healthy choices, intentional or not, on their part? Um, I don't have a ton of people who try to thwart my healthy choices. I know a lot of people who they'll say, oh, come on, it's one piece of cake. And then you kind of have to say, you know what? One piece of cake is how I got there, is how I got here. This is how I got here, one piece of cake at a time, one ice cream at a time. It is a tough thing, and I don't know how other cultures are, but I know here in the United States, food is such a big part of our culture, of our celebrations. It was super hard for me at the beginning to go to, like, a church supper because I you get that one lean ingredient a day. I don't like to do that. I mean, even though I have soup, in fact, I have my soup right here, and it's like, look, little Snoopy. Even though I have soup that I have at lunchtime, I have oatmeal that I have at, breakfast time that's from Optavia. I do not like to have my big meal at lunch because I need to feel that fullness at night. So the first time I went to a church supper that was like a Sunday afternoon, it was a bummer. It really was because I didn't want to give up my lean and green then. And so I had to really learn to focus on being with the people that I was with. Um, and the second church supper I went to, even though it was for supper, it was pasta, and I couldn't eat pasta. So sometimes I bring my food, sometimes I eat before I leave, and I just have to sweetly tell people that this is a health journey. I'm doing this for my health. I try not to ever call it a diet because it is a health program and there's more to it than just food. It's healthy sleep, mindset training, healthy surroundings. It's all about creating a life you can thrive in. They coach you on all areas of your life. Um, so it was a big adjustment and just learning to enjoy the people and learning to sweetly say, because if I was a diabetic, would anyone be begging me to eat a piece of cake? I don't think so. So I just have to say, I'm not allowed to eat this, try not to go into detail and make it like it's a health problem because it is. Obesity for me is a health problem. Snapping my knee in half was definitely a health problem, and I needed to get the weight off my knees and off my back. Feisty? Is it feisty? P feisty. P feisty Q. Hi, joining you from the greater Portland area. Oh, okay. Well, I'm in the greater Portland area too. I'm a mom who is trying to declutter my home, my life, and my weight. Thank you for the motivation. Hey, we are sisters from another mister because that is my life too. Decluttering my home, my life, and my weight, a spiritual walk, everything. It all needs to declutter. It's not just my house. And I've talked about this with one of my viewers here who's also a client. And she was like, this is actually a couple of them. This is such a natural progression. We're decluttering our houses, we're decluttering our bodies. It's just once you start decluttering your home, it's almost like you're peeling back the layers of you, and you start to think of other areas of your life that you really want to get decluttered. Bye, Paul. I'm so glad you were here. Pat asked, "What will you eat at Thanksgiving?" So if I'm still on plan at Thanksgiving, this is what I tell people. This is what I tell my clients. What I want you to do at Thanksgiving is to go into Thanksgiving with intention. If your intention is, I am going to eat a piece of grandma's pie, I am going to eat mashed potatoes because it is Thanksgiving, and then I'm gonna go right back on plan on Friday, then that's what you should do. It's about being intentional. If your intention is to stay on plan, you need to think about what can I do for me to stay on plan? I need to provide recipes for me. I can have turkey. I can have a salad or broccoli or a host of different vegetables. So making sure that there's stuff I can eat. And it's interesting, I've had clients who have brought like a recipe dish because Optavia's got tons of recipes to Thanksgiving. And wouldn't you know, that was the thing that people really, really wanted. So it's definitely doable to stay on plan. And it's definitely okay to choose to go off plan and then go right back the next day, knowing you're going to be extra hungry because you just went on a fat burn. The cravings are going to come back with a vengeance. You got to do all the things you did the first week again, and then you're fine. You're fine. And it is about life. I did eat a few extra things when I was on my cruise with my sisters. So But for me, like, what I don't want my clients to do is to go in with the intention of being on plan. Then when or if, like, they eat the mashed potatoes and the stuffing and the pie, I don't want them wallowing and getting mad at themselves because that just makes your journey so much harder and usually makes people go on a bender. I would and I also leftovers. Leftovers is the evil because people go, "I don't wanna waste the food." Okay. Do you know what I tell them? Your body's not a trash can. You don't want to throw it in the trash, but you'll throw it in your body. Now you're causing health problems because your body has to deal with all of the sugar that you haven't been eating in a long time. You're probably going to get good and sick. All of the high fats you haven't had in a long time, you're probably going to get good and sick. For me, I have IBS, so that would be a disaster. But you're doing that so you don't waste the food, but putting it in your body, if your body doesn't use it for fuel, is a waste. And now you've got to pay for the health problems. You've got to pay for the medications, the doctor visits. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Um, Hugs to you and Nylaso R. She's in Central California. Melanie says, "Hey, Rosalind, nice to see you." Shannon Lopez, I'm sorry. Hello from North Texas. Everyone pray for Texas. They've been having a hard time between not having rain and having fires. Oh, goodness. So, does anyone, before we close it up, does anybody else have any questions, burning questions or non burning questions that they would like to ask? Doesn't have to be about decluttering, certainly doesn't have to be about weight loss or healthiness. Ricky says, "Your body's not a waste can." That's so good. And it's so true. Yeah. Oh, Rosalind spelled backwards. That's so smart. Nnylasor. So that's how she got her username. That's awesome. Well, thank you guys all for coming. I'll wait just a couple minutes because I don't know how quickly from the time that you type a question to the time I would answer it there is. I don't know how automatic this automatic live is. But I have loved hanging out with you guys. And it's so funny. I created 2 lives. I don't know even know how I did that. So, every time there's something last time, it was like I went on for like 10 minutes before I realized I actually wasn't live, and then I had to start over again. Melanie says, "I don't have questions, but I want to say to you that I really enjoy all your videos." Thank you, Melanie. That means the world to me. I never honestly thought I would make videos people would wanna watch, so that's just incredible, and I love all of you. Falling Star tonight. So glad I caught you live. Melanie says, "Even without putting on a comment, I am there." Oh, thank you. And Rosalind, thank you. She says, "I love you." And I love you all too. I love you too, Rosalind. Shannon Lopez, "Is the plan you're on high in protein?" The plan I'm on is not high in anything. That's a great question, Shannon. The protein and the carbs are kept equal. I have looked in the grocery stores at different protein bars. I cannot find one that keeps the carbs and the proteins equal like Optavia does. They do that for your insulin health. It's all about staying steady and keeping your body at its optimum all day. And so they feel very strongly about keeping your proteins and your carbs equal. So you're on about 100 grams of carbs. So that means you're on about 100 grams of protein. It's not high in anything. It's kind of bringing it all down. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when everybody thought if you ate high in fat, or excuse me, if you ate low fat, you could eat as much sugar as you want. And now it's like if you eat low sugar, you can eat as much fat as you want. And this program's kind of bringing it all back under control and in balance. Rachel says, "Thanks for all your great information, generous spirit. You're crushing it all." Thank you. And Wendy says, "We love you and your channel." Thank you, Wendy. I love you guys so much. I'm going to let you go. And I hope that you know that God loves you so much. And I'm here for you if you ever have questions. You can always reach me at my email at thismainermom@gmail.com. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye. I'm glad that makes sense to you, Shannon. Bye bye. Love you all.